kicker. He has the most opening deaths at 33. So highly aggressive playstyle that sometimes gets him bit in the butt. But we'll see exactly how that's going to play out here on Bank as we're going to jump into our first match of the day here, ladies and gentlemen, for DarkZero and Empire. Once again, Bank and Jackal. It's going to be our first ban.
As DarkZero taking out the Jackal, Team Empire responding with a Montaigne ban. Not shocking, considering the shield play coming out from DarkZero being some of the most notorious shield play on the side of Mint. However, Pojo Man, the former member of DarkZero before BC stepped back into a player role, made a nice little segment of his digest where everyone would ban Montaigne against DarkZero and they'd still bring out the Blitz. Blitz, a little less of a powerful operator on Bank in comparison to some of the other maps in the Pro League pool, simply because of its wide nature, very long corridors, but open areas, so much real estate to cover. There's potential for a lot of crossfire and a lot of angles to catch you off guard as a Blitz versus a Montaigne where you have more protection.
Especially with downstairs, Montaigne is great for that execution downstairs onto the server area. Imperative to Blitz, where you can still get shot in the hand, shot in the shoulder, and you really don't want that to happen. Montaigne allows you to keep pressure and not allow anyone to shoot that planter, but not going to have that, at least for this game.
So DarkZero starting out on the defensive side to start off map number 1 on Bank. They will head to lockers in the CCTV room. Used to be the standard, used to be the staple, used to be your primary no matter what for basically every team. That has shifted in the last 6 months or so, where we've seen a transition more towards CEO as a primary, and we've been seeing a lot more staff room and open area as a secondary site to go to, as opposed to the olden days where staff and open area was only really brought by a team like DarkZero.
Pretty traditional setup going here operator-wise for DZ. Lots of information. They're bringing out the Maestro. They're bringing out the Valkyrie. They're going to have Jarvis playing over in Gold Vault with that cardiac sensor, allowing him to see people inside of the server area, which is going to allow them to know if anyone's on the rotate to try and go down main stairs.
You also notice we didn't even talk about the defensive bans because they've become so standard at this point in time. It's a Mira, it's an Echo, no big shock. We're leaving the Maestro available. We talked about during Pro League for the back half of the season the differential between North America, EU, Latin America. Who likes to ban what the most? Well, EU loves to ban Mira, and NA love to ban the Maestro. They're going to allow the Maestro through this time around. It's not really surprising because DarkZero was the abnormality in North America for allowing the Maestro through the most.
Also, they're starting on defense. I mean, you want that all day. It grants you so much control. You can pre-fire literally everything. I mean, 84 bullets. 84 bullets, Flynn. What are you going to do with 84 bullets? 81, excuse me, not 84.
A for effort, bud. Hopefully the math picks up later on, but we're starting downstairs. Bit of a server hold right now. This is pretty prototypical as well. It's Nyx. He's got a carbine on the server stairs, and you've got the Pulse of Jarvis down below providing calls for him on the intel. Waiting to see where the rest of the Empire attack ingresses from. It appears to be a top floor take, which is also pretty standard. Not much of a roam happening. So Jarvis giving some signal calls all the way up to the top. It looks like that's a breaching charge. It is from Dan, newest member of Team Empire, to look down in towards the top of server stairs, all the way from the square stairs balcony. Joystick, we've noted on Joystick's operators plenty of times before. He used to play the Ash, used to run the R4 ACOG every single round, and ever since the ACOG has been removed from the R4C, he said publicly in an interview that he doesn't like the G36. It just doesn't sit well with him. He's tried it, doesn't really favor him, so he's been swapping around operators. We've seen him on the IQ for a long period of time. His alternate to Ash when it was banned out was Jackal for a long time with the PDW with an ACOG. Seems like he's now shifted over towards a Capital role in the last few weeks of Pro League and now leading up into the Milan finals.
Those long-distance gunfights, definitely a favorable entity for him, but seems that things are going to start going down inside of side as Dan will find the first kill. Again, the newest member of Empire getting swapped out for Shockwave. Exactly a month ago, April 18th is when that got swapped up.
So that's the first frag initiated there for Team Empire onto DarkZero, and there goes Nyx. The top performing fragger on DarkZero, lost inside a server, but they've done a decent job of killing 2 minutes. There's a minute ticking down now as the wall will be opened up by Shepard. Hatch control as well from Scyther as he's managed to open up those CCTV hatches and the hallway hatch. You've got 3 members of Empire now condensing inside of server, but you still have the pulse calls from Jarvis to be able to stall this out. You've got 2 Nitro Cells, you've got 2 Evil Eyes, you've got 3 Toxic Babes on the side of Mint. There's a lot of utility here to stall this out. Pushing into the garage, though, will be Joystick, losing almost half of his HP, but he's able to take down Hot and Cold. Another one will press, but Mint will fall back smartly as they need to worry about the plant attempt.
Still have plenty of time on the board for Empire, and all bodies still alive. Joystick still trying to motion in through God. Scyther's going to full send it down the hatch, though, and he's going to find the kill into BC, but he gets immediately traded out. Mint receiving half of that. Jarvis still picking it up. Only 20 seconds left. Jarvis very, very low on HP, though, but that will be the diffuser down as we're in post-plant situation.
Now Min rotating up towards the main stairs. He's going to go for a long flank topside, and it'll be up to Empire to have the flank drones in position and possibly Claymores in place. One rotating all the way to the kitchen hallway now. It appears to be Shepard through the wall. Min looking down through the CCTV hatch to see if anyone's holding close to diffuser, but they've all backed off. Team Empire playing the long waiting game, and there goes Shepard to knock him down on the flank. You've also got Mint, who was upstairs. He'll try to drop back down to the hallway hatch, but Joystick will cut him off. Beautiful push into the garage there, solo for the all-star fragger on Team Empire, and they'll take the attacking round and early lead, 1-0 on Bank.
Beautiful post-plant setup there by Empire. Keeping Joystick in garage was such a smart idea. Had that long angle on the single panel to look down red hallway. Ended up paying out in dividends.
Yeah, this server hold here from DarkZero did a good job of killing time. It just wasn't able to take any members of the attacking side with them when they fell to their grave. This push again from Joystick was masterful. He was able to pull it off solo. He didn't need any help. Aggressive push here by Scyther on the replay as well as he dropped down through the hallway hatch. That control there for DarkZero. While you did kill 2 minutes in the server, you didn't kill enough time, and that's when the execute started to split into two halves. You had the garage pressure from Joystick, as well as the plant attempt coming through. You can see Jarvis peek out in towards CCTV, and grab a kill right beside the bomb chassis, but he didn't know the plant was going down because he had to pull off the cardiac sensor. So he didn't throw out the nitro cell, so he didn't stop the plant. So that distraction, that level of distraction and coordination for Team Empire garners them the first round.
Well, I think the biggest thing is lockers is all about time waste. You have to waste as much time as possible. There's really only one way to execute onto the site, and that's go into the server room, open up that wall, get your plant down. But difference there for Empire was they established a lot of different lines of sight, which you don't traditionally see too often on Bank. I mean, you have Joystick push up through garage, holding down double door to where they can't rotate freely through the sites and try and play that red hallway safely, which ended up working out for them very, very nicely. I mean, even down to 40 seconds, they still hadn't had the diffuser down, but they still got enough of those frags where they still had everyone alive for Empire, could try and play the trade game, worked out for them.
So a little bit more open area presence this time from DarkZero as they try to initiate a roam. You've got open area hatches through the stock hallway reinforced as Jarvis will be the man to hold the mantle inside of open area, trying to lock that down and maintain some more map control. The big thing here for DarkZero is the role change now. You've got Nyx heading over to the Vigil, so we've definitely shifted focus. The bomb site is still downstairs, but you've got a Maestro of Hot and Cold playing inside of the elevator hallway on the main floor, commonly known as E2, and you've got the pressure from open area with Jarvis being protected by those reinforcements. So Karzeka will go for his initial entry upstairs as he did last round. He'll have much more to contend with on the main floor, though. The big thing for DarkZero is if they have the opportunity to peel back or if they're just trying to stand and fight for as long as possible.
That is a big thing, as you said, having those roamers, but they have to be able to get aggressive. Putting people out on roam is great, but most of the time, especially with Team Empire, they'll ignore you completely until you put pressure on them. We have to see that pressure, and that's exactly what we're going to want. Nyx finding Joystick initially. That'll be the Capitao down, no smoke bolts, no asphyxiating bolts either. Nyx trying to run with it.
Trying to rotate all the way towards ATMs to try and provide some cover and maybe a late flank if he's missed by drones. He is that Vigil with the ERC to shroud himself from the drones coming in, but it looks like Karzeka has a beat on this. He's aiming in towards ATMs, but has to split his focus towards the spiral stairs. Worried about a flank, and Shepard's got that cut off momentarily. Looks like they're going to try and duo up on Nyx inside of the ATM's hallway out towards the front doors in the main floor. They're doing a good job of killing a lot of time here, and that's a lot of utility loss on the side of Joystick with that Capitao going down. The pressure from Empire clearly split once again, but they don't have any momentum to push forward towards the objective, and you've got now Karzeka having to rotate over for Shepard to blow open this elevator hatch.
They have all control of the top floor, but no one is anywhere else. Especially with Hot and Cold playing down here in the elevator hallway, able to give out call-outs and kills as Scyther will go down, but especially those call-outs for Nyx, allowing him to play safe up front. And once they abandon ship, Nyx can rotate back. But Shepard's going to get aggressive down the elevator, taking shots. Dan will be the first one to go down, though, as not too much is going on for here for Empire, more or less just falling apart as Shepard will finally find a frag. Karzeka. Hot and Cold will be able to clean it up onto Shepard, but it's a 4v1. Karzeka not very much health, and he just has to try and find an initial frag. I mean, that's really the end of the game here.
He's toiling inside of open area now with no diffuser. He's going to run into some barbed wire as well, which will just slow his progress even more. He has to go for frags at this point, but everyone is still too far spread out. This is going to be a beautiful round win here for DarkZero. KarZeka simply does not have the time. He might be able to grab a stat pad and kill here onto Hot and Cold as he rotates towards the main stairs, but he's going to make it into safety into open area. 5 seconds tick down. There's nothing to be done. KarZeka wants his free kill to at least pad the stats, and he'll finally collect it. So DarkZero able to quickly equalize on the round count. We're tied at 1. We're going to head to a new defense here for DarkZero. Good adaptation on the roam.
Yeah, very quick with it as well. That's something that we used to talk about a lot with DZ and just their old roster in general, is they were so very rigid, did not adapt too much, and when something new was presented to them, they did not know what to do. Empire, though, is one of those teams that will do the exact same thing over and over and over again with very minor adjustments and just keep pummeling you into the ground. But this time, DarkZero going to come out on top. We're equalized 1-1.
Yeah, and for that round there, it seemed like Empire were caught off guard, and this is something that we've seen a couple times in their bank games throughout Pro League. The most recent one that comes to memory, I believe, was, I'm actually not going to say a team because I'm not 100% confident. But anyway, someone tried to bring out a roam game very late into the half after they were being decimated downstairs inside of a Pro League match, and it did not end very well for them. Empire kept racking up rounds on them when everyone stayed concise and concealed inside of CCTV and lockers and never tried to stretch out. Seems like a very early adaptation for DarkZero, but seems very beneficial as well. It clearly caught Empire off guard on their ability to maneuver the map with ease. That's what they had in the first round. They had free map control. As Parker would say, it was free real estate, and they came and took it. For that round there, a great stall job there for DarkZero, and I like the play from Nyx as well. He gets that first kill on a joystick, which is massive, obviously. It's joystick, and it's the Capitao down. Instead of falling back towards the objective and leaving Hot and Cold alone inside of the elevator hallway, plays ATMs. A very, very secluded area of the map where you can't have a lot of effect. The only thing that he really had purview on, which was beneficial, was covering Hot and Cold's flank from the main lobby, so he was able to play that reverse deployable shield for when the elevator drop came.
Not only that, but they were playing off of each other. Hot and Cold could hear them upstairs, and he's giving those calls to Nyx saying, hey, they're still above me. They still have your angle. Do not put any pressure. The more time they waste, the better off we are. And that's exactly what they did. Again, Nyx playing that vigil, not going to get spotted by drones. They're just going to know that his presence is there. Seems like Empire's heating things up now. KarZeka and Sophia, once again, they're getting a little aggressive here towards the main lobby.
Yeah, the entry in again through ATM. Seems like Empire reacting to the CEO defense. They need to switch up the take. They're going to have free entry in through top square. And it looks like DarkZero will try and contest this as best possible from the janitor closet or down the stock hallway towards the top floor elevators. Joystick out on a rappel in the main lobby windows. His first worry will be anyone making it into main lobby to peek him, and also a wild Jarvis appearing as a legion in the midst. And now one downstairs has been spotted out as Nyx on the pulse this time. This is another thing that I want to spot out for DarkZero and point out, is that their rotation of operators is massive. They have an incredible depth to be able to play a multitude of operators, but Dan will cut down Nyx before he even has the chance to launch out that Nitro Cell. So the duo of Dan and Shepard will get the wall opened. You've got pressure from Joystick on the north windows. It's a beautiful start for Empire.
Joystick still in these windows at M249 ringing true, but it's not going to make any contact here. Dan trying to play the long angle as he is going to see that Evil Eye, that new nerf to those Evil Eyes going to come into effect there, as Evil Eye will get ripped off the wall by one of those bullets after he thatchers it, which opens it up. You are able to shoot in and destroy it, so no longer going to be any effect on this round.
Mint was peeking out of this janitor closet door last time around and earlier on in the round, but now it's BC to hold his cover. Mint, though, down by the asphyxiating bolt, and he's trying to drop down through the hatch. He'll get docked by BC inside of the closet, and no, Shepard will still be able to take down Mint. So the smoke, the most crucial operator for the plant denial remaining, will be removed from play, as now both Mint and Nyx are taken off. You've lost a lot of intel, you've lost a lot of plant denial. You've got to go for it right now if you're Team Empire to suffocate the rest of DarkZero remaining, but Hot and Cold will strike back at the hearts of Empire. Scyther will fall. There goes your Hibana. Again, already doing your job, popping open these reinforced walls in the depths of the objective. Hot and Cold with another one, though, on the Alda, lasing in with 81 bullets, and he'll collect 2 bodies for his troubles.
All on the window left for Empire as Joystick's going to send it through with that M249. Not going to meet any contact just yet. KarZeka going to keep angle. Joystick will don the mantle of the diffuser. Smoke bolts coming down. He's going to have to try and go for plant. Pre-fires coming through, but nothing going to make contact. All except for BC, everyone. 2 headshots, 2 kills, and DarkZero with 2 rounds.
DarkZero on back-to-back defensive stands. That one got a little shakier than the previous one, but it worked out. Hot and cold really being the catalyst on that one. They're down a man, and he flips that right around to a man advantage for DarkZero. So we stand at a 2-1 scoreline. Nothing to write home about just yet. We're still in the early days going in this best-of-3 series. But for the meantime, we're sitting pretty right now if you're a DarkZero fan. This Doc stim pistol from BC was almost so perfect because Shepard was about to peek the corner. If Mint had instead stood and fought with the shotgun in hand, that could have been a beautiful tandem play between the both of them.
I mean, calm and chaos, BC. 3 kills on that round alone. I mean, he's got no hair. He's bald. Who else would you expect to be cool, calm, and collected? Am I right? Especially the frag master himself. What a beautiful shot on that last one right there. As we will be going to tellers next. But we'll say, though, so far, those initial frags from DarkZero, very, very good. They've had enough initial picks, especially at the start of rounds on these defensive side, to really put a lot of pressure on Empire, especially for that window rappel. They had to force someone to swing in. Joystick swings in, gets punished for it, especially by the hands of BC.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Empire's reputation, and Empire obviously were the best team in the regular season of any Pro League region, at least in the main 3. And they had 32 points at the end of it. It was besting FaZe, who had 30. And for Empire, I think there's a lot of fear behind that name now. They came in from Challenger League to start off this season, and they're a little unknown, and I think teams were content to stand and fight with them. That definitely cooled off as we headed into the 6 Invitational in Montreal and throughout the back half of the season. I think they've lost a lot of aggression, though, losing Shockwave. It seems like Empire themselves have become more timid, and it seems like the teams who can identify that and take advantage are starting to really put a stranglehold in on Empire, and they have to fight out of some holes. They did not fare well in the back, I guess, half of the second half of the season. They were undefeated up until week 11, and then the wheels started to fall off a little bit.
Yeah, 30 days is quite a bit of time, but the whole key factor here is it enough? But not right now for Mint. C4, speaking of Dan, he's going to fall down. No Thatcher alive anymore, so that means no EMPs. Hard destruction going to take a toll on that one.
You still have 2 hard destructors, and you got breach charges upstairs from Karzeka. A lot of soft destruction being brought with the lifeline and 3 breaching charges. The update to them as well. Better surface area on those clears. We got a nice replay on that Nitro Cell. The faith to wait it out. Beautiful patience there from Mint, an experienced player all the way back from day 1 of year 1 of Pro League. This wall has been opened up, though, from the small office and open area into the objective, so a little bit of pressure for DarkZero to contend with. Another thermite charge will go off, and you hear the Legion Mines triggering and giving away information. Karzeka's going to take more damage than he deals. He actually doesn't hit a single shot to that punch hole in the wall, so now the Zofia taking fire. You've got pressure from inside of open area right now, inside of kitchen. I think that's Jarvis right now on the Valkyrie inside of kitchen. No, it's Mint on the pulse inside of open area, giving calls for the rest of the team. And again, it's stalling out Empire. They've made their progress. They've got a wall breached open into the objective. They have top control, yet they cannot convert this into a site execute.
We have Houghton and Mint, both former Pro League finalist members. Haven't won just yet. Previously on flip side, as most of you guys do know, but going to come up big here for Shepard. He's going to take down Nyx, but is it going to be enough? They're trying to get the wall open over here inside of Tellers, try and get some pressure. But as of right now, it's falling stagnant. Still plenty of time as they have the vertical pressure here, but just not going to be enough. Finally getting the wall open is Shepard. He is the mantle holding of the diffuser here, so he can hop over and possibly get a plant down, but they're going to need angles. They have elevator taken down, but Joystick will find BC. That'll be the entry frag that they possibly need. Joystick will fall, though, to the hands of Mint. They can still rotate in. They're playing over inside of open area, and they're going to have that wall open where they can possibly claim the life of Cypher.
Gotta remember playing inside of open area as he tries to rip out. Jarvis will fall, hitting a Legion Mine, though, as Shepard tries to push through, bearing in hand. Mint collects a kill onto Karzeka. It's a 1v2 now as Hot and Cold will fall. It's all Mint alone upstairs. He's gonna play the cardiac sensor from above for the plant. Can he get there in time? Shepard planting in right behind the bomb. Cover from above, and the plant will go down. Mint will have to return and retake into the objective in a 1v2. Plenty of holes opened up from above, and the cardiac sensor just not relaying enough information. He'll find pings onto one on the heartbeat, looking down in behind the racks. Watch the rotate, but can't land the shots. Shepard on 20 HP as he backs off deeper and deeper out of Archives. You've got Teller's side to worry about as well. Inside of the main lobby is Scyther holding down on a lot of HP. The vault down into the lobby. It's not going to be heard by Scyther, and he's going to make it into the objective right beside the diffuser, trying to stick this. Lots of shot will come in through the soft wall, but Scyther will be the one to collect it from the main lobby. We draw even once again in a back and forth contest at 2-2.
It was going to require an ace from Mint, but it's just not enough. 3K, though, there for him on that round, as we're going to be more than likely going back. We still can go back down to lockers. It's been enough rounds to head back downstairs, so more than likely we will be seeing that. That's exactly what we're going to see here, Flynn, as they're actually going to don the regular operators here, as we are going to have exactly every single same operator. So they're going back to the original strat, unless they're going to try and 6-pick out for the Vigil once again and try and go for the roam. But I'm going to suspect that they're going to go back to the original plan, just because they already showed off what happened when Nyx was roaming, everything else, and more than likely Empire is going to get aggressive on those roamers this time around.
Yeah, you got to be worried about the counter strategy here, and that's something that we talked about way back in the day with Flipside, and now leading into the DarkZero days is the ability for this team to flip on a dime and always keep things coming at you different. So, as the crowd roars, we head into round number 5. Blockers and CC once again. DarkZero 1 for 2 on the objective so far. Like you said, Empire not really swapping up operators, and this is what happens with Empire. They don't make changes. They run the same 5 ops. They don't make any alterations to the strategy. They'll run it into the ground, and they'll keep trying to contest you at every turn. For DarkZero, though, it's not what we've been seeing from them. A very, very fluid roster as far as operators, roles. You've got Jarvis flexing between 3 different operators. Same thing for Mint, same thing for Nyx. They love to cycle the carousel of operators. They have no fear of mixing up roles and going and taking a shot like this. Jarvis running up the tunnel just in case anyone from Empire is getting a little too aggressive.
Watch out for the adjustment here by DarkZero. So they're going to go back to the original strat, just like we said earlier. But they're going to play hot and cold a little bit safer inside of Garage, because they know that Joystick is more than likely going to be taking the exact same way, just like they've been doing every single time throughout their entire Pro League season, throughout SI. I mean, this is just what Empire is known for, is pummeling you into the ground with the same strategy over and over and over again. Can DZ, though, make the adjustment to beat them out on the strat that they used originally? We're about to find out.
Well, for DarkZero, again, like you said, returning back to form of playing down inside of the basement. Not a lot of map control, and it seems like just the threat. Okay, Scyther anticipating a Frost pick. I like it, or maybe a Legion Mine, just trying to hip fire, pre-fire for a Legion Mine in the window. Either or, you can see the heads of Empire seemingly been infiltrated by DarkZero and their, I guess, less than typical strategies. You're going to see a lot of utility utilized to take down this deployable shield and hold from the top of server stairs. This is all pretty standard so far. The biggest thing that worries me for DarkZero right now is Nyx takes a lot of damage from up top, and he'll have to retreat down the server stairs, is the amount of time that DarkZero have killed. It's not much. The pace at which Empire are moving right now is quite brisk, and there's not a lot impeding their progress. There are pings at the base of the main stairs and towards Garage, but Joystick will continue to hold this flank until his dying breath.
Yeah, Nyx is more or less a lost cause right now. Shepard knows that he's there. He's going to identify him on a drone, but Nyx is going to continue to stave off on this island. Shepard's going to hold his rotate from downstairs. Actually, Nyx is going to try and rotate possibly into server. No, he will stay downstairs at the bottom of blue. They're throwing flashbangs. They're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him, and finally, his life will be claimed by Dan. But that was a huge time waste. Only a minute left on the clock, but that's going to be plenty of time for them to possibly get this diffuser down.
Last time we saw Empire convert with a minute left and 1 initial pick onto Nyx. So once again, the server hold killing a little bit of time, a little less than last time around, but they also lose a body for it. You've got Jarvis again able to peel back inside of Gold to provide the calls. Shepard will open up both reinforced walls this time around inside of CCTV. They have an Evil Eye to worry about right now, and Dan is still alive. Not sure if he has any EMPs. He does have 1 remaining now, and he'll send that final one out in towards the back to find the second Evil Eye as it'll be opened up and destroyed. I talked to Babes deployed from Mint to try and prolong this ingress here, and a lot of utility being dumped in to try and force the plant. They've lost their control. There's 20 seconds left, and they need to go in. Holding the long angle is Hot and Cold, and there's no pressure from the back this time. Joystick not going for his Garage flank. Hot and Cold take a lot of damage, though. Shepard getting the plant down. Karzeka with a kill. Dan will fall, but the plant will be completed. Jarvis in the dying seconds will take down Shepard, so they've equalized in manpower, but they're down on health. They have to worry about the top control from Joystick as well at the hatches. Pushing into the hallway door will be Mint, and he'll be immediately eliminated as there goes your smoke. Up top on the desk now is Joystick, wary of any nitro cells. Jarvis was not able to connect with his. He makes it in behind the A-bomb. Scyther will collect a kill onto Hot, and the ping's coming out onto Jarvis in a 1v3, twisting and evading the flashbangs. He rips into server, but he will fall as well. Joystick, again, once inside a Garage, once inside a server. The pivot point on the round for Empire, and they take the lead once again.
Empire on post plant is so very dangerous. You guys can see the setup every single time they get that post plant. They keep bodies on every single exit. Good luck with a flank on that one. So we did have the Habana playing main. We had one watching over the diffuser as well as another one playing the hatch. I mean, how much more control could you possibly want?
Well, it's been a back and forth contest there, and Jarvis, yeah, in the dying seconds, just milliseconds away from stopping that plant in its tracks and honestly winning the round there if you're DarkZero. You had equal man count at that point, and someone's got to go down for the defuse attempt. Just milliseconds away there for DarkZero on the timing, but Empire, again, looking strong on that attack. It seems like when they have that free real estate on the top 2 floors of Bank, they're afforded way too much control, and they move in with ease. There's no contestation from DarkZero, and they play with their food. They toy with their food. We're going back downstairs to lockers and CCTV for the 6th and final defense, lest we go overtime for DarkZero.
We'll say one thing, though. It seems that things have gotten a lot more methodical for Empire, but quite a bit of improvement on utility usage as well as flank holding. They had that pretty down pat at SI. Nice to see that things have not changed, and it seems that they're getting a lot more of those opening frags without having refrags immediately. As you guys saw with that stat line of, Joystick, a lot of opening kills, but also a lot of opening deaths. Seems like this more methodical playstyle is working out pretty well for them, and especially that experiment there for DZ, realizing that they're going to have to try and put pressure on them off-site.
Well, you got to think about the role that Joystick's playing now. He is still getting kills, but he's on a different operator, and the ADS time on that M249 is not to be forgotten in this equation when it comes to being able to snap and get reactionary kills. It's not going to benefit you the most in comparison to something like an R4C or a PDW for that matter, or the 5.52 Commando. Any of those former weapons, you're still on a 3-speed operator, you got a hefty weapon you got to lug around.
Very, very true. And also, difference in utility. I mean, you really have to respect that tactical bow and how good it is on getting you into sight. He doesn't want to die too early on. Yes, he's still going to try and go for these aggressive roam clears and things along those lines, but he's trying to stay alive, trying to keep that utility up. He's not just going to full send it like he used to with Ash. You're not going to see that too often. But Nyx will find the opening frag. It's Karzeka, which means no more Zofia.
Here comes a succeeding bolt onto the door frame, but it will not connect onto Hot and Cold. And emptying that drum box magazine is Joystick into the depths of Tellers and Archives through those soft walls, but he won't connect on a single bullet. More drones being dispatched of, and Nyx is playing with fire, but he collects another one. Sorry, that was the replay, but Hot and Cold will grab it. I'm looking at the wrong screen. We all got to get used to the new format here.
Oh my goodness gracious. No, Joystick going to go down to the hands of Hot and Cold, and this looks like a round for DarkZero that's going to be very, very good. Once again, they're putting the roam pressure out there. I can't take you seriously right now. Anyways, DarkZero putting the roam pressure out there, being a very big deal, as we saw in the previous round where they did this. Team Empire really just doesn't know how to act. They keep going single file towards gunfights and losing them. You don't want to do that. You want to at least get the trade, but they're not even doing that. And we're already down to a minute. They really don't have much pressure. Dan's trying to get rid of an ADS. Everything is just on fire for Empire right now.
Good thing for them, though, is that they've collected the life of Mint inside of Server. So there goes a lot of your plant denial. You have one Nitro Cell remaining on BC. You've also the Evil Eyes for now. Big thing, though, is that Dan is still alive, and the soft wall will now be opened up. One EMP will go out, and there goes one of the Evil Eyes. Oh, a big shot there from Houghton, though, as he retreats down the main stairs. And again, will connect onto the head of Scyther. Laying prone and laying in wait is BC in the back. He shoots out a drone. The call will come out, but he's got a Nitro Cell in the back pocket. Hot and Cold, 3 on the round, going for 4. Dan on half HP in the midst of Server. No diffuser control, and the Nitro Cell from Brandon Carr will lock it down. It's a 3-3 scorelines. We head into the half.
Brandon Carr, explosives. What else do you expect but a kill, as we're going to tie it up 3-3 here in the first half. And I don't think a lot of people, especially us talent, all except for you, Flynn.
Except for me, big boy.
That it was going to go this way, but a lot closer than a lot of people expected.
Hey man, I got the purple on, I got the purple tie, I got the purple pocket square. I'm repping DarkZero because I'm the lone survivor in that prediction pool, man.
I only look good in blue, so that's why we're going with this today. That's it. That's it. I can't do the purple. Can't. But tell you who can do the purple. DarkZero right now is going toe-to-toe with an absolute titan of EU.
Absolutely. Number 1 seed coming out of EU against the number 2 seed in North America. As you noted with that prediction pool from CGG of a lot of casters and analysts, is that a lot of people had Empire winning this quite handedly. They thought Empire still looked too dominant. The run from SI looked so impressive all the way to the very end, even to the end of Map 1 against G2 in the grand final. Looked incredible. DarkZero are also going to take a tack time out here to reorganize their thoughts and figure out what they want to do on the attacking side, as they will swap. You got to worry about what Empire are going to be bringing on the defense, and most importantly, you need to isolate Joystick.
Yes, absolutely. And honestly, I feel like they needed to make the adjustment for Joystick. Put him on something he can get more aggressive with. It's something, a big conversation that we had about Laxing quite a bit as well. He has team utility, which means he doesn't want to get overly aggressive, because if you lose him, then that's a lot of site execute that you don't have anymore. We saw it in that last round. They would have had Capitao. No one would have been able to put pressure on Red Hallway, but you didn't have him. Wasn't working out for them too well. Bring him with somebody else. Put him on a different operator on offense. But, I mean, we're going to see exactly what he's going to play on defense. I mean, anyone can predict this. He's going to play Jaeger. That's what he's going to play. And he's going to be very, very aggressive.
Well, I like this 6-pick coming out from Dan as well onto the Ella.
Oh.
Bringing an FO12. So bringing Ella's shotgun with a deployable to play server stairs. It's not that innovative.
And there.
It's been done before. But this is also a strategy that DarkZero never implemented. They never put a shotgun on server stairs. They always tried to play it with either Nyx or Jarvis on the Pulse or the Jaeger, trying to play server stairs, and they back off and they try and bait the kill in instead of playing it hard stead on the top of server stairs with a shotgun. So I imagine that'll be the alteration for Empire and the difference between the two different defensive holds on this objective.
This is really going to test the merit of DarkZero, because they have to keep track of Dan inside of blue stairs while they're taking over server. If he's allowed to get too aggressive into server, he's going to at least come out with one kill. That FO12 is nothing to deal with, especially in that close of range. But what they can do is they can isolate him out, and if they're quick enough, they can get him out of there, dig him out of the hole, and then immediately go for that that server wall with the thermite. So we'll see exactly how they want to try and deal with this. More than likely, yes, they're going to be having Scyther play downstairs in server, keep track of things so that Dan knows exactly what's coming at him.
The one interesting note here for DarkZero as well is that Nyx is playing Maverick. Typically his on the role on the team is that his role is to entry, his role is to frag. We've seen him plenty of times on Ashe. We've seen him on a myriad of different operators that don't provide a whole lot of utility. Like he's played Sledge before, but BC coming back, obviously. That's kind of his thing. Interesting that it's the Maverick, though, because he has that team utility that might actually be necessary should Hot and Cold find himself in a predicament where he's locked in a corner and they need to get a hatch open ASAP. He might not even be dead. He just might be preoccupied and locked down from a location where he needs to go. And that's going to force Nyx off of his fragging roll, off of his entry roll, to go utilize the utility. But he's already made it into the small office, and he's got to rotate now from BC with the sledgehammer.
Might have a prediction coming out here. It's going to be exactly that. The EMP is going to go down. Nade goes out. Is it going to hit him? No, not even going to get rid of the shield, but it's going to be pretty close. Doesn't do much damage to Dan, but he's lying in wait with that FO12 now. Very wide awake after that explosive just went off in his eyes.
Shrapnel flying and ears ringing, but he'll evade into safety as Dan will push down towards the bottom of the server stairs. The hatch is open now, so he can't necessarily back out. He's throwing more Gersmont mines towards the top of the stairs, but they've been shot out. There's still one remaining at the top of the door frame, though. He's laying prone. Flashbangs comes raining in. Another frag grenade at his doorstep. A BC will collect the kill with the L85 regardless. A shot to the back of the skull will put Dan 6 feet under. And now you've got Joystick holding alone inside a server. He might be locked down here as well as BC looks to engage.
Frag grenades, bullets, this man can do it all. We'll see if Joystick can outlast DZ behind server. Doesn't have very many angles to worry about, just Hatch, Mud, and one more, but he's gonna get set on fire. He's gonna have to get aggressive. Will he take a frag before he goes down? No, BC will find him, twisting in the wind, down in server.
They lose an Evil Eye as well to the sledgehammer of BC, but only 35 seconds remaining. That's the difference between Empire's attacks and DarkZero's attacks on this basement, was the amount of time control they had when they got the server wall open. The first Toxic Babe will come out in response to the wall being open. You got to worry about a flank here too. Shepard's thinking about it. He's worried about a flank of DarkZero's own coming down the main stairs. Not a lot of time left, and the second Toxic Babe will come out and push Hot and Cold off of that plant attempt. Smoke bolts come raining in. A Nitro Cell sent deep, and it'll connect on a hot and cold. There goes the diffuser, but Nick's got one in the process. On to Shepard. Inside another one. Jarvis will fall. They have to collect the diffuser in the dying seconds. KarZeka with a kill onto Nyx. The plant going down into the site, into the overtime with one man covering. BC up against the server wall inside of CC. The plant is successful. It's a 1v2 for KarZeka to work out of. No more toxic babes. Only 3 shots in the shotgun, but he's got a full mag on the SMG-11. Turning the corner slowly as BC turns away in towards the rotate. 8 shots left. He's got to turn quickly. BC on the other side of the wall playing close. KarZeka will grab the kill. It's down to Mint. He's topside with hatch control. He needs to wait for the rotation, but he's putting a drone into the site for calls from the rest of the team to know when KarZeka pushes in. The drone will isolate this info, and there goes a Claymore from Jarvis. Unable to spot out the red lasers inside a server. DarkZero take the lead on their first attack.
What a round. Going into the overtime, I thought they had it when they got the frag on the man putting diffuser down. But to no avail, Empire trying very, very hard to fight that back, but it's not going to happen.
Get off me. Stop touching my face.
You have paper towel on your head.
I don't.
You have paper towel on your head.
I don't. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. That round, again, a beautiful execution in dire straits for DarkZero. The execution with the time available to them was the big difference maker. So in that round, and we compare it to DarkZero's defensive rounds where they're trying to hold in, they were trying to anchor up on the objective. They didn't have a lot of time and they didn't have a lot of map control on their attack this time around in the server. KarZeka running headstrong into that. Claymore was the demise, but he also had top control for a Mint. That round wasn't really going any other way. As soon as that hatch control was had, would have taken too long for KarZeka to rotate all the way upstairs and then drop back down. So, beautiful play there from DarkZero in a moment where it looked like they might even flounder in a 3v5. They were looking good in man control, clearing out server. Amount of utility utilized to do it was adequate. They're able to get both the kills inside the server without losing a single body, and that site execute, while it was pure pandemonium, it was still effective, and they're able to get the round for it. So Empire will repeat downstairs. We'll see if they send Joystick out on a bit more of a roaming mission, or if they keep him inside a server.
Well, that is the one thing about lockers. Post-plant is so hard for the defense. Extremely easy for the offense, especially once you get upstairs. You just set a Claymore and you wait. That's about it. And that's going to pay DZ around, as they are going to be going back downstairs for Empire, though. And once again, we will be seeing if Joystick will possibly go on roam. DZ probably going to take things a little bit slower this time around. Probably prefacing this with, is Joystick going to leave the basement or not? Because that's something you definitely need to know.
Well, we talked about in the half during the tack break for DarkZero, talked about whether or not they were going to be able to isolate Joystick. Well, he's been doing a good job of that himself, just locking himself inside of server and not really venturing out elsewhere on the map. So you got Jarvis holding down the flanks as Joystick did at the top of the main stairs. And for the most part, again, it seems like Team Empire want to surrender the map control. And for most times, when teams have surrendered the map control downstairs in the basement and kind of turtled up with 5 on site, hasn't gone well for them. Not a single one have won the round when turtling up like that.
Yes, they've abandoned ship of the blue stairs strat, playing everybody downstairs inside of server. But it seems like everyone's going to abandon that after the top hatch gets blown open, which, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's basically a death warrant if you stay there. So not going to waste too much time this time around, so DZ more than likely going to have pressure early on here, and we'll see how they handle it. If you are an Empire fan, you're going to want to see these initial frags coming out when the diffuser starts to go down, but it's going to be a lot of utility management. You're going to want KarZeka to try and keep a hold of those toxic babes for so long. What a blunder. BC is going to actually kill Jarvis. He's been fragging out the other team, but he turns tail and actually is going to be getting a frag onto Jarvis here. So no more Thatcher. He already used those EMPs, but could have definitely used those to help out with Scyther instead of Gold Vault, on the cardiac sensor.
You got to worry about those evil eyes. You got to worry about the cardiac sensor. You got to worry about Vault cams,
ADSs.
You can even EMP a toxic babe out of midair, should you choose to, and should you be so lucky. But you got plenty of time here for DarkZero. You're just lacking a little bit of top control right now and the manpower. Mint is going upstairs to try and ascertain this top control, as they had the hatch open the whole time, but they had to swap out Nyx and Mint. So now 45 seconds remaining. They're going to clear more ADSs as the flashbangs come raining in. He'll send his final one into the, nope, not into the red hall. He will bounce that in properly and it will rain out. You got 2 holding out the garage push right now. Is that Nyx that will fall? Joystick, though, down in the process as he turned the corner. You got to worry about the site execute, though, as one nitro cell in the hands of Dan. Being burnt alive by that asphyxiating bolt, but the nitro cell will connect onto BC. And there goes Mint with the asphyxiating bolt to shred it right out immediately. Being zapped by the evil eyes now was hot and cold. Another nitrous hell, but it won't connect this time from Scyther. The plant going down right at the breach hole in your default plant spot. Looking up though, Mint has hatch control. They both go rushing over to stop the plant and dropping in. Mint grabs one, looking in towards the server stairs, but there's no time left, being zapped by the evil eyes. He makes it to server stairs, but Karzeka able to escape to safety at the top, beyond the reaches of the hatch, and dropping back down. He'll collect the free kill. We're tied once again. Back and forth we go on Bank. No one able to establish a 2-round lead.
What a blunder there by BC, and it really sucks, especially for him. He's been performing so well throughout this map, and I think a lot of BC fans, old guard EG fans, really wanting to see BC step up, and that's exactly what he's been doing. Been performing so very well, but you really can't fault him on one mistake. I mean, they still have quite a few rounds to play. I'm going to assume that it was more than likely getting the Valkyrie camera here, or exactly what happened. I think we're about to find out. Oh, BC was trying to pre-fire the long angle, and Jarvis ran in front of him. So, an honest mistake. He just didn't put him in the dirt for no reasons. That's good. That's good.
You can see the top control there for Mint just wasn't enough, as he had 2 members of Empire vault over the desk at the exact same time. Try and stop the plant going down from hot and cold. And you can see, yeah, he turned away at just the most inopportune time, and Karzeka playing the long game there. A good play from him, even though Shepard could have still stalled out the plant with the Evil Eyes, but now we had to Teller's Archives for Empire. 4-4 game, and even with Fnatic and Norengo going the distance, this has also been a very, very close game. Different format, at least from the first map, from Norengo and Fnatic, as that was a 5-1 half. That was met with a 5-1 half, and we led into an overtime 8-7 and then 8-6 for the second map on Clubhouse. This time around, we're back and forth, neck and neck, no one able to escape the jaws of each other.
It's the Flynn curse. That's what it is. It is the Flynn curse. We will go to overtime on every map, and it will go to third map. Mark it down. Clip it. That's what's going to happen. I can tell you it right now. So, we'll say one thing, though. I'd really enjoy if we could see the scoreboard, please. I want to see how that is currently adding up. Thank you, sir. Hot and cold at the top of DZ, and we're going to have the most frags being held by Karzeka, followed up by Joystick and Scyther tied at 6. So, pretty good going so far for both teams here. Nobody really lagging behind at all.
Pretty even spread. Nick's actually at the bottom of the kill board right now, as far as, the scoreboard as far as kills are concerned. He's got 3 right now for the side of DarkZero. I know you can't see that back at home, but that's why we're relaying this information to you. So Nick's back on the Ashe as well, as after he was on the Maverick for the last 2 rounds, attacking in towards the basement. They're going to change things up here as it's a CEO attacking. You got 2 drones stalled out inside of the main hallway. You got to worry about blowing them up to smithereens with this remote grenade launcher. You also have to be very wary of any impact tricking coming from above. Was that wall soft? It was. So Empire leaving the right side of the square wall soft in towards the CEO lounge. This is a problem here for Empire if they were really trying to hold out at top floor as long as possible. That's a big glaring hole to leave open. You can really sacrifice the reinforcements downstairs, especially if you stretch in towards more of an open area small office defense.
Joystick might start seeing double here as Ashe is motioned in, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Nick's going to rip him apart with that G36C coming back to bite him. He said, "You're not going to use it." Well, I will, as Dan will fall as well, and that's the entire top floor in the hands of DarkZero.
And all it would have taken was 2 reinforcements on the left side. He's got a 3rd target on the main stairs. Oh, what a reactionary shot by Nyx! In the depths of despair, Scyther had him dead to rights. And all of a sudden, Nyx with 3 on the round now, pole vaulting towards the top of the leaderboard now in terms of kills. DarkZero on a rampage on the backs of that G36C.
You call the man out, the back of his neck gets hot, and he starts going to work. Nyx, 3 frags to open up here for DarkZero. Mint's gonna tack on. It's Karzeka down. It's all left up to Shepard. Drone's gonna spot him out. Lots of people to find, but not very many bullets in that SMG-11 to deal with him. Might have to get a couple of shotgun kills if he's going to get that clutch ace. He has 3 toxic babes by his side, but I don't see this going his way.
Locked in behind the bomb chassis and these bookshelves inside of Archives, looking towards the top of square, but it's a perfect lockout for DarkZero. Another leading round for DarkZero. Can they extend it in the next one to match point? Will we finally see an extension of a 2-round lead, or is this going to fall back once again to a 5-5 draw as we head into the dying moments of regulation?
Now this is going to test the true merits of the new Team Empire. Are they going to stay cool, calm, and collected like they always are? Or are they going to get flustered? Or are we going to see Dan start to falter? What will happen? Dan currently bottom of the leaderboard. But again, he has been playing quite a bit of support. Right now he's going to be playing Capital. So he has been more or less flexing the entire match so far. But we'll tell you one thing, though. Mint shot up to 9 kills, or excuse me, Nyx. Nyx on 5 now, actually, if I read that correctly. I don't know exactly if I did. I'm going to say I didn't, because quick math would say that he is currently at 7.
I was going to say, he was at
I thought
3.
I saw 5 out of the corner of my eye. I apologize about that. But no, hot and cold at 9, almost in the double-digit territory.
So if you have 3 Stokes, and then you have 4?
It means 7.
Oh, no, he'd be at 6. He only got 3 in that round. Jarvis got the final kill. So we're both terrible at math. Let's get back into it. It's a 5-4 lead right now for DarkZero. As now the defense shifts to the top floor of CEO for Team Empire. Castle Barricade's coming out from Dan, and this is pretty typical for the setup on the banana hallway windows. They do finally reinforce the left-hand side of CEO this time, as it is the objective, contrary to just the top-hold vertical of the objective. Almost identical operators once again for the attacking side for DarkZero. BC taking up a Zofia now, so no frag grenades on our favorite frag grenade player inside of Pro League, but hey, nonetheless, he has 2 impacts and he has 2 stuns in the lifeline. A lot of utility to be utilized there. Mint as well, and I think this is an interesting note that we've been seeing a whole heck of a lot of the M249. We haven't really been seeing a whole lot of the para these days, and the scope seems to be a big differentiating factor, as nothing has actually changed with the M249. Recoil pattern hasn't changed, the rate of fire hasn't changed, the amount of ammo hasn't changed. It's just the scope that seems to be this bright, flashy, shiny new toy that everyone wants to use. But the para, still a serviceable weapon, and it seems like Mint is still favoring the para and the opportunity to have an angle grip on it if you should choose to have better ADS time. It's a different beast, and I think he's one of the only remaining pros, actually, that run the para when running Capital. We've been seeing a lot of the M249 as of late.
I mean, that scope, especially with the zoom on the scope, because it's not nearly as much as the ACOG is. It's more or less a 1.5x sight. But you have that nice, just pretty dot in the center. Works out so well for a lot of these top-end fraggers. But Nyx, again, still going to be on that G36C. And that's another weapon that we've talked about previously in this round. Fantastic to have that ACOG and that angled grip, just like we were talking about with the para, being able to ADS faster as well with your favorite sight, very big deal.
You can see this wall blown open from the elevator for Karzeka to have purview in towards the front desk office. You've got Scyther on the dock. It's usually Karzeka on the dock, so they've made a bit of a change here to typical roles. But Scyther on the dock this time around, who was the top fragger in the regular season for Team Empire for Season 9 inside of EU Pro League. He's laying in wait again inside of the front desk room, waiting for anyone to push him through the ATM windows or even rappel out onto the north side. You've got one member rappelled upside down on the north side, another entry coming in being spotted out on the bulletproof camera. There's a plant going down from hot and cold. What in the world?
What in the world, especially joysticks all the way downstairs. He's on a delayed flank, and the diffuser's down, and they don't know. That's 5 alive. Dan's going to be the first one to go down. It's going to get followed up by Shepard, as he will be able to find a kill with that M590. But what a blunder to not have the information on that plant.
Nobody aware of the plant going down on the side of Team Empire. You still have the upside-down rappel of BC on the windows, which is almost impossible to combat. His head pokes out for just a moment, but Karzeka will fall. And a good tray back there from Scyther on the north windows. He's going to the main lobby to pressure, and now Shepard has made it in on top of the diffuser. He's going to smoke out the windows and try and go for the disable. Tucked in behind the behind the chair of the desk. Nobody able to spot this. Finally, Nyx, though, will take down Shepard. It's a clean sweep once again. DarkZero on match point on map number 1 on the lack of intel for Team Empire.
Oh man, oh man. 2 Evil Eyes, none of them addressing what was going on in that situation. So that's not fun. But I will say one thing, very sneaky. And the biggest thing right there is they did not respect that they had the wall open. They opened the wall into CEO office, but they don't grant anything. They're just like, okay, yeah, the wall's open, that's fine. We're going to allow them to have that. He just crouch walks in, throws the diffuser down, and especially Shepard on the smoke. Or excuse me, Karzeka on the smoke. Apologies. Karzeka on the smoke.
You had it right the first time. That's next round, honey. It's fine. You'll get there. Yeah, for that round there, like you said, they didn't respect that they had the wall open, and honestly, that came down to a narrow engagement there with Nyx. If he wasn't able to spot that, because we've seen this happen before earlier in EU Pro League. I believe it was in an Empire game as well, if I remember correctly, on Bank, where someone had tucked inside of the chair in the CEO desk and got a defuse off because they couldn't see him. They didn't know the defuse was happening. They didn't know the countermeasures were being taken place. But nonetheless, we finally have our first 2-round lead as again the crowd erupts seemingly in favor of the North American squad on European soil. We head downstairs to lockers and CCTV for possibly our final defense on Bank. Empire gonna need to win 2 back-to-back on Bank, which they have yet to do on the defensive side, and anyone has yet to do in this entire game other than DarkZero on the attack, to keep this map alive. And we're going to Oregon with Empire down a map.
Going to be very tough, as we stated earlier, especially with DarkZero's favorite map being Oregon. Again, 3-0-1, only loss to Evil Geniuses, which, again, very, very big deal because Evil Geniuses has looked so very good this entire season. And we will see them later today, speaking of the devil, but still have this match to pay attention to, obviously. DarkZero Esports in lead 6-4. Right now, Empire not looking too hot. Dan especially has been picked off quite early on a handful of rounds. This has not been looking too hot for him so far. We'll see if they can try and change things up here on this locker defense. But as of right now, DZ is running away with it.
Again, we've got the flanks held, and we've got no roaming pressure for Team Empire throughout the midst of the map on anything but the basement, which is your objective. So for DarkZero, again, it seems like a little bit of copy and paste, a carbon copy of what we've been going through the last few times when defending on the basement. We're a minute deep, though, and last time it was DarkZero with the time control that seemed to be a bit of an issue, but they were able to pull it out nonetheless. You also got Mint on the Ying this time, as opposed to the Capitao, as opposed to maybe a shield if you wanted to bring that out. That's another thing we haven't noticed a whole lot is the shield play. Mint with the Ying, the last second pick here, and this is what we talk about with the carousel of operators that DarkZero enjoy playing. They have pocket strats for just about every scenario with every operator conceivable under the sun.
Well, so far it seems like DZ has definitely picked Bank for a reason. It's because they know how to play it. I mean, the amount of execution that they've had throughout, and timing especially, very, very big deal. Getting this wall open here is hot and cold already. Plenty of time for them to waste as much utility as possible. Look at the likes of Karzeka and Dan. They want to get rid of all of that utility, that nitro cell, and all of those toxic gas grenades.
Well, this is good here. You've got more than a minute remaining to try and go for a plant execute. The first toxic bait from Karzeka will come out and try and stall. You're able to push hot and cold off the plant attempt, but you've got frag grenades descending in towards the back of the Red Hall, and Evil Eye still top right to be able to stall out the plant attempt. Nitro Cell comes soaring out, and Dan will connect, sending hot and cold to the grave. Someone else will have to file in. Next man up for DarkZero is it'll be BC to collect the diffuser. Drones coming in to try and get a better picture of what's happening in the back of Red Hall, but the second Toxic Babe appears to have missed, and now an EMP coming out for that Evil Eye in the top right of the monitors. Nobody going to be able to see that from the hatch, and you see the Candelas coming out. Everyone's blind. The C4 gets ripped, but vaulting over Dan with another one. BC will fall. Dan gets down to the process. Joystick tacking on. Nick's down. Dan finally cleaned up by Jarvis, but the hatch control about to be eliminated. Jarvis has dropped down. It's just Mint alive now in a 1v4, spraying wildly in the back of Red Hall. But it's all Empire, all day, all night, when we go to the last round of regulation.
What a round by Empire. Again, cool, calm, and collected. That's what they're known for. They'll keep doing it over and over and over again until it works. Works out that time around. Did not have good utility management by the offense. They weren't keeping track. They knew that Valkyrie was there. They've played her every single time in that hallway. Didn't respect it. Get blown up by the Nitro Cell. Opens up the door for Empire, and they're going to walk in gladly.
So, like I said, last round of regulation. Will Empire also be able to put 2 in a row together, or will it be DarkZero continuing the pattern of us going trading rounds back and forth and back and forth? You have a little bit to wait to find out. Heading into the last round, looks like it's going to be a CEO defense again from Empire, and I imagine there's going to be a little bit of intel directed towards the front of CEO. Hopefully by the desk, maybe by the wall,
somewhere.
Something to have visibility on a potential plant coming out inside the first half of the round in a 5v5.
Please, for Russia's sake. I mean, come on. You got to put something there to watch. Guys did not have much vision inside of it last time. And if they did, definitely didn't work out for them. So, especially they have to respect when they get a wall open. I was very surprised by that. I mean, they had everything set up to where Smoke could throw Toxic Babes over and prevent them from getting inside. But they didn't do anything with it. So we'll see if they try and switch it up this time around. I'm going to assume that Joystick's probably going to be a lot more aggressive on his flank, because last time, I know that you guys obviously couldn't see it, but we can because we have the top-down view. Thank you guys so much for that once again. It is amazing to cast with. But he was actually rotating all the way downstairs, and he'd been doing it for about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Very slow rotation, which ended up punishing them, where he could have rotated a little bit quicker and possibly would have been able to get a frag that would have opened the door for Empire once again.
So the big difference as well is that with Echo being banned out, we've seen a significant lack of IQ. And by significant, I mean she hasn't been played once. With that, there used to be a lot of faith in EMPs being brought out to take care of basically everything in the entire objective when it comes to electronics. Nowadays, the Valkyrie cameras, another operator that's been brought predominantly on the defensive side for most sites on this map so far. And speaking of the Valkyrie, Dan will collect a kill onto the Thermite of Hot and Cold. There goes your Hard Breacher. Big aggressive play inside of stock, and he's going to remain prone under the windows. The next man up will be BC. Throws out an Evil Eye at him just for good measure to launch it at him. But now the battle between Dan and BC will rest at the base of these windows. A drone shot out from Dan from inside of stock. He's still inside the windows, but I don't think BC's aware of this. The asphyxiating bolt will push him out, and Mint will collect a kill all the way up from the rooftops, the skylight. So they're able to trade it out, but they've lost one of the most valuable pieces of utility on their side, their Hard Breacher.
Again, that is the biggest thing about Empire. They only do minor adjustments. It's the exact same setup. There's like, hey, let's put somebody inside of stock. Let's get aggressive. Let's try and get that initial frag. And guess what they found? They found a Thermite. The most important operator for this take right now of DarkZero is off the table.
I like this alteration, though, from DarkZero, immediately identifying that they are boned if they want to go in through top square. They have to rotate for a front lobby take now on the attack, and that's exactly what they're doing. Everybody's sending over towards the north side of the building, try and work their way up these spiral stairs. Most likely try and control south stairs as well to try and two-prong this push in towards the elevator. You don't want to be walking up into this kill box that will be the top of these spiral stairs, walking into your slaughter.
That's a good thing by Empire here, is they are going to respect the front lobby take. You do not want to show face at all in that front lobby. So many windows to try and worry about angle-wise. Mint's actually going to catch a bolt in the shoulder, but it's not going to be enough. But I'll tell you what will be enough. BC on the side of their joystick with a refrag, though, as he's hopped completely outside. Mint will find him. That's going to open it up for DarkZero. It's Shepard. It's Karzeka. As Karzeka will find Nyx. It's a 2v2. There's only 30 seconds. Jarvis with the diffuser.
You got Mint tearing up the spiral stairs as well. Swapping over to the smoke bolts now to cut off visibility in through, and Karzeka was almost able to see. He's just spraying for everything he's worth with that Alda. Now they both rotate into the janitor closet. 20 seconds left, they peel back into the back of A. A plant will most likely come out from B, but it looks like DarkZero aiming for frags. Jarvis needs to push in with the diffuser, but they're running out of time. 10 seconds tick down as they try to push in. Mint taking a lot of damage, but unable to collect the kill is Shepard. More shots raining in from the back of the bomb chassis. Karzeka with one. Mint on the trade, vaulting through into the janitor closet in the 1v1 in the dying seconds. But no, the defenders will win out on time, and we will head to overtime.
Karzeka doesn't need a scope. He doesn't need right-click on his mouse. Just click left, claims the kill. We're going to overtime. It's round 13, and what a first map.
Back and forth we go. It was the first team to set the pace of 2 rounds in a row was DarkZero, and then Empire matched back with 2 of their own. Aggressive play from Dan inside of stock here forced the rotation for DarkZero over towards the front lobby windows, and everyone in Empire were ready and waiting for this rotation. So good adaptation across the board for Empire. Got scary there for a minute on this joystick vault out after he was traded off, but they're able to hold out inside of the objective. Having a lot of faith in your anchors there is Joystick, as he probably could have just laid in wait inside of that banana hallway and had the same effect and possibly even more with that 416 being a third angle with a very strong weapon at long range to contend with. Nonetheless, the trade works out, the vault works. It all comes up Empire in the end, so we go to the overtime, and this will send DarkZero to the defense in the first round.
It's going to be the 5th time that they've played lockers. The 5th time. They've only won it twice. First time was when they went with the roam game. Second time was when they went with the roam game. This time, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to put Hot and Cold upstairs, but Nyx not going to be on the vigil like he was the first time around.
Oof. BC whiffing that Valkyrie camera, but it's in a spot where he's able to retrieve it. So he'll try again, make it up into those west lobby windowsills, I guess is the easiest way to put it. But look at the manpower up top right now. Is there a single member of DarkZero on the objective? Looks like the closest man was going to be Mint as he ripped back down the server stairs, and looks like you're going to have a 1 on-site setup here for DarkZero. Not the end of the world. It looks like BC has also rotated back down. So we leave again with 3 roamers. Hot and Cold playing this reverse deployable shield by the elevator. Nyx again swapping over to a Legion this time instead of the Vigil, but oh, that Legion mine didn't deploy properly, and that is very unfortunate.
Gonna know exactly where that one is, which is Not too good, but it appears that Empire is going to go with the exact same thing over again. We're going to go lobby first. We're going to see if we can get an initial frag and then work our way down. Going to start everybody else on square. Focus on blue stairs and the bottom hatch. Again, it's like watching a mirror movie, except, you know, it's 6-6 now and not 0-0 or 1-1. So
and this is what we talk about when we talk about Empire not making alterations to the strategy. Nyx has won that engagement every time he's roamed inside of Tellers and Archives. He's won that out consistently, back to back. And yet they still try and challenge it. Hot and cold inside of the elevator should be the focal point for Team Empire. They can get upstairs, they can drop open that hatch with pressure from outside repelled on the windows. All they have to do is blow open the loan office wall with Scyther, but instead he's going upstairs again to try and clear out these hatches. Open area is not your focal point. Nonetheless, Hot and cold will fall to Dan. So the strategy still works at the end of the day for Empire, just taken the same way.
So smart adjustment here for Empire. Shepard's going to go and blow the loan office open, so he can't play elevator hallway safely. Hot and cold's life will go down. Nyx will follow suit, as things are looking to go in the favor of Empire here, at least for right now. Still plenty of time left on the clock, but you guys are going to hear the initial Toxic Babe go off in the distance. That's going to be Mint on blue stairs.
Yeah, he's smoking off for any visibility and also just trying to stall the process. Drones will be sent immediately down where it does. That's a shotgun point blank range that will do all the damage necessary. An EMP comes out, but Mint already using 2 of his 3 toxic smoke canisters in the process. There goes the third one. He did get shot before detonating. This is trouble territory now for Mint as he's laying prone. The shotgun, it's a very predictable angle, and the flashbangs come in to push him down further to eliminate the range advantage from the shotgun. That's exactly what will happen. Dan hit by the shotgun, but only on 5 HP. Now Scyther will collect onto Jarvis, so it's just BC in a 1v5. Pressure coming from the garage from Joystick, and he'll wrap it all up. It's a clean sweep for Empire on the round, and they'll push it to match point after being on the brink just 3 rounds ago.
3 rounds in a row. They're daisy chaining them now. We'll see if DarkZero can find a way to stop them. As of right now, though, seems like this train's starting to be unstoppable. We've seen this kind of Empire before. Again, this was when we had Shockwave, not Dan, but seems like Dan's along for the ride. He's not really even caboosing anymore. He's really starting to open the door. Feel like he's finally finding his groove, especially with that frag inside of stock.
So now for DarkZero, they've already used their TAC timeout, so they don't have an ability to stop the clock now, and it's going to continue to strike towards midnight on their hopes of winning map number 1. They're going to have to regroup, and they're going to have to regroup quickly. They have 10 seconds left in op pick phase and reveal, and they're going to have to jump right into it. They're going to be on the attack. Mint is going to 6-pick off of the blitz onto the Capitao, so we're going back to the norm for DarkZero when attacking. They're anticipating it's going to be a basement defense, and it turns out they'll be right.
Welcome to Bank, everyone. This is the 9th time we're going to see this site today, and guess what? It's lockers, once again. The best site on this map statistics-wise, so we'll see if Empire will be able to do what DZ could not the last round and win out lockers. Again, it appeared that DZ, they thought they had the formula. They thought the roam game was working for them. It worked every single time, all except for once. That was that last round. So we'll see if Empire can make any slight adjustment, possibly get more aggressive on roam here, and I think that we're going to see possibly a run out, maybe? I thought I saw Scyther prep the electric box door, but it's not going to be a run out just yet. I think he looked at it, was like, maybe, no, yes, do I want to do this on the last round? We're going to try and play it safe.
Yeah, and Empire never a team to try and shy away from aggressive stances like that, but like you said, a lot on the line right here. It's map number 1 in a best of 3, and it's come down to the wire yet again. Incredibly tense matches. This is our 3rd map of our first day here in Milan, and every single one has required overtime to this point.
It's going to be a long night of some fantastic Siege. I hope you guys are strapped in. Get your popcorn, get your Coke, do whatever you need to do, because we're strapped in.
So joining out the main lobby now will be DarkZero. They try to push from multiple angles once again. Mint on a bit of a solo mission currently. He's trying to assess the situation for any potential roamers, but Empire staying true to form. Not altering from the plan, not deviating from the path that they've been set on for the majority of this game while defending downstairs. They're not going to send Joystick out. Scyther and Dan will both peel out a server back in through the site as the hatch gets blown open. Beautiful timing there and coordination from Team Empire, but you've surrendered server only a minute into the round. You haven't picked up a kill. The only good thing is you haven't utilized any utility as well. Top control will now be established here for DarkZero as they try to push in and clamp down on these anchors that are pressed up inside a Red Hall.
Oh, very sneaky placement with that Evil Eye. It's going to be the bottom of blue stairs. They're going to have BC rotate over and get rid of it. But that is still going to be one of those thermite charges, so they can't get both sides open anymore. They have to choose one. They have to choose one quickly. Going to choose the front default wall. They are going to be able to tuck in behind that wall and try and get the diffuser down, but they're going to see the secondary Evil Eye inside of sight and another pretty traditional spot up here on the TV area.
So Shepard playing this reverse angle all the way back from Garage will be a pressure point that DarkZero have to eliminate. You've also got Joystick now preoccupied with the vault hatch that was opened up, a Nitro Cell being prepped but not being sent out yet. You've got two of them stacked in Dan and Scyther, rearing and ready to go. The ADSs have been burned, but BC taking a lot of damage on this prone angle and not dealing a single blow to Dan. He's ready and waiting to launch out this Nitro Cell and stop DarkZero in his tracks. He's going to go for a vault over onto the desk, comes peeling out, but Hot and Cold will shut him down.
Hot and Cold trying to keep things alive here for DZ as he will start to put the diffuser down. We're going to have a Nitro Cell, but no, the entire red hall is on fire. Scyther's going to try and get aggressive through it, but that's going to be the plant down. Pre-fire's not going to match anything. Joystick on roam, though, will finally claim a life. It's going to be Nyx, which means he can rotate all the way over to blue stairs. Trying to find as many lives as possible inside of open area. He's being very, very smart and meticulous about the way that he goes on this flank. It's all or nothing right now. Mint will claim yet another life. Karzeka goes down, BC goes down. Joystick has to do something. It's all left up to Shepard in sight. Joystick sees one, but Shepard's gonna be down. It's all on Joystick. We've seen this man do some absolutely insane things before, but it's not gonna happen. We're going max round, map 1.
Going the distance. Yet again, have we set a tone yet? Are we becoming predictable yet?
Oh wait, you're
games?
Flynn. That's why. Okay, I remember now. Why did they have me cast with you again? I'm gonna have to cast every map like this. Oh man.
That's how she goes, man.
Want to be along for the ride? It's a fun one.
Hey, but it's amazing. So much fun because you get stuff like this. What a beautiful round by DarkZero.
Well, Mint right now leading the charge. 15 kills for DarkZero, leading the entire lobby. You've got 3 10s on the side of Empire and Joystick. Karzeka and Dan. So Dan was near the bottom of the leaderboard heading into the split. He's now rocketed towards the top, as was Nyx on the bottom of the leaderboard for his own team. That huge pivotal round with the 3K definitely stepping him up. He's been a little silent the last couple rounds. We'll see if he can bounce back here. It's match point. It's map point. We're going to the defense, and we're going to CEO for DarkZero.
And you got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, Dan has only been with this team for a month, and they are going toe-to-toe with the #2 seed out of NA. And DarkZero has never looked this good. Never looked this good. This is the best DarkZero I have ever seen. And with a guy that's been on your team for a month, they're making it happen. That's massive.
Well, hopefully DarkZero as well can have visibility in towards the objective and not allow a plant to come down in a 5v5 at the midway point of a round.
This is the part where you don't want to have a blunder. You want to have vision on the desk.
Well, we talk about LAN experience, we talk about experience at the biggest level. And for Hot and Cold, for Mint, and for BC, they have played LAN to the highest level. Jarvis has also participated in LAN in Season 3. He played on the team that was back then known as Most Wanted, which is now known as Rogue. He was just a stand-in for the rest of that season for that team. But you've got Team Empire. Everyone except for Dan on that roster have played multiple LANs over and over and over again, and many games on those LANs and gone for huge runs on those LAN events as a team. The history and the camaraderie and the experience for Team Empire in a round like this, I don't imagine we're going to see them shake. The focus is on DarkZero. The pressure is on DarkZero being the underdog, coming in and having the least amount of LAN experience. This is going to be a pivotal round for their entire future.
This is what all that prep was for. This is it right here. This is first map. You can start things off right. And once again, this is actually DarkZero's map pick. They picked Bank. In the secondary map, Oregon, which is one of their most favorable maps. If they get this here, they are set up to beat Empire in the quarterfinals.
It would look good, and there goes one Valkyrie camera, but you still have the Evil Eye being placed. And Dan has utilized one of his EMPs so far. He still has 2 remaining. Also rocking breaching charges, should he need to, I guess, blow open anything in the soft destruction department. But here comes the thermite charge from Shepard. Doesn't look like the tops of the walls have been blown open, so no possible impact shrinking coming out from DarkZero. And that wall will get opened up. We talk about free real estate. Empire taking advantage.
DarkZero is playing so far back into sight. They're in front office and they have 3 inside of the meeting room. It's Mint, BC, and Jarvis, or excuse me, Nix, as he's actually going to go on rotate down through elevator hallway right now. On the other end of your guys' screen, as you will see him down in open area. This could come up huge and make the round for DarkZero. That Nitro Cell could come up so clutch.
Yeah, they still have the visibility and pings coming out. And the Evil Eye actually going to do some work, zapping Joystick on this North Rappel. He's wary of his front lobby rotate, but nobody from DarkZero pushing down those spiral stairs. The first Toxic Babe will come out. Sounds like another secondary explosion has gone off. It was Nyx utilizing his Nitro Cell, and he missed it. A whiffed call from the side of DarkZero, so there goes your possibility to deny from the bottom. Now you got to worry about the flank backup from Nyx. Time evaporating in the hands of Team Empires. They send out the smokes, and they got to go in for a plant execute.
Shepard's going to abandon ship, though, as he was going to put the diffuser down there. More of those Toxic Babes raining out. Shepard just missing smoke as he crosses, but Karzeka will find hot and cold. He's getting aggressive. Is he going to be able to find Nyx? I don't believe so, actually. It's going to be Jarvis. Everything going down for DarkZero. They have 2 left alive. They have to try and fight out of a hole. Nyx will get it, though. 2v3 diffusers down. Going to have to worry about the windows. This is all falling apart in the hands of DarkZero. BC, Nyx going to have to come up huge here, but everyone's on the rappel. Might have to have somebody hop outside in order to try and claim victory here. Nyx rotating back into sight, all of the angles being held down by Empire. Diffuser reaching that halfway point. BC walking freely into CEO, and he might just try and stick it. It appears he is. They're going to try and hold on plant. He's going to kill him, though. BC's down. Shepard's going to take Nyx, and that's Empire for map number 1.
Down to the wire once again. The very narrow moments. It's an 8-7 to start off our best-of-3 series in back-to-back quarterfinals. Team Empire, the Russian Machine, the grand finalists of the Six Invitational 2019. They start things off, narrowly escaping death as they were pushed to the brink of elimination on map number 1. 6-4 was the scoreline for DarkZero. They were unable to close it out. And they go to overtime, and they have to battle back, but in the